Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Smita. Welcome to my channel. It's almost summer or already summer in some places, and with the face masks, the face feels extra sweaty. So I'm going to show you a very practical everyday makeup tutorial for summer that's transfer proof, sweat proof, waterproof, and we'll also do a little splash test or a spray test at the end to see if the makeup really stays put and holds up to all that sweat. So if you're ready, let's begin. I start my morning routine with icing my face. This is an ice pack. I'm just going to put it in a piece of cloth and go over my face and neck. In the hotter months, just like your body craves for something cold like ice cream or iced coffee or just plain ice water, your skin also craves for something cold. Dermatologists recommend icing because one, it reduces the inflammation that's caused from the heat outside, and second, you're confusing your body to think that it's actually cold because you have something cold on you. It automatically gets into that mode of it's probably cold outside, so I'm going to sweat less. Next, I'm going to prep my skin. First, my lips by scrubbing it and then using a lip balm. I'm going to list all the products that I'm using in the description box below.
Figments are forthcoming. Gently realign.
And for my face and neck, I'm going to start with a moisturizer. I'm using Aveeno, which has inbuilt SPF of 30. If your moisturizer doesn't have a sunscreen, soon after you've applied the moisturizer, you can go over it with a sunscreen. The next step is to use a mattifying primer. If you look at my face, it looks a little shiny because of all the moisturizer and the inbuilt sunscreen and whatnot. So that can actually make any product slip and slide very easily, and especially if you're going to sweat, the products can move. So you have to mattify your face. The primer that I use every single day is the Professional by Benefit. This has a tinge of kind of a peachish tone to it. So even if I don't apply anything over it, it takes care of a little bit of color correction as well on my face because I do have uneven skin tone. And coming back to my face shining, you can see as soon as I've applied this, it immediately mattifies it. With that, it also forms a sticky layer, so anything that you apply over it will cling on to your skin very easily, and that will not allow the product to move even if you sweat. Just like we mattified the face, if you look at my lids, they look pretty oily and shiny, so we have to mattify the lids as well. Now you can use the primer that you used on your face, you can use it on your lids as well, or you can use an eyeshadow base or a primer that's mattifying like the Pretty Vulgar one that I'm using. I'm just taking a little bit in the back of my hand because body is warm, it's very easy to kind of melt it and apply it evenly. So I'm just taking a little bit and I'm going to dab it on both my lids, and if you see immediately that shine is gone and it's completely mattified. The key to sweat-proof makeup is to use less products and less layers. The analogy is pretty simple. During summer, if you're going to be in one t-shirt, you sweat differently than wearing a t-shirt and a sweater and a jacket over that, correct? Exactly like that, more the layers on your face, the more you're going to sweat. So we're going to keep it very simple. I'm going to start with patch and spot correction using an orange corrector. The one that I'm using is from Coastal Scents. I'm going to quickly apply and blend with my finger because that's the quickest and fastest way. And as you can see, it's immediately color correcting and neutralizing all the dark patches and all the spots that I have. And I'm only going to use it in areas where I have that uneven skin tone. I'm not going to use it all over my face. I'm taking just a tad bit, a dust of translucent powder, and quickly setting this, otherwise it's going to mix with whatever I'm going to use on top of this. And then to cover up that peach color, I'm going to use my favorite concealer. This is Milani in the shade 145, which is a true shade to my skin tone. So I'm just covering up those areas where I color corrected. Again, spot correction and patch correction, and quickly blending it using my finger. And I'm also going to be using it on my lids to even out the skin tone. Now, normally I would use a foundation all over my face, but because we want to keep it very practical and minimum, again, going back to we don't want too many layers on the face, we're not going to be using a foundation. So this is a no foundation routine. But what I will be doing is setting my face with a translucent powder. And the one that I'm using is Dermacol Invisible Fixing Powder. And as you can see, it has a tint to it. So it'll give you some coverage as well, but not too much. It's going to be light and airy, unlike a pressed powder, which gives you more coverage, but you also sweat more when you use a pressed powder. Here's one of my favorite tips. After you're done with your base makeup, take a piece of tissue paper and lightly press it on your face to remove some of that excess makeup that's sitting on the top layer of your skin. Because when you sweat, that's the first layer that's going to move. So we want to remove that layer. So very lightly dab your face and blot some of that excess makeup off. And then use a setting mist to set and seal your makeup. So it's going to form another sticky layer on top and immediately dry up. So it's going to melt all those powders, make sure it's stuck to your skin and it doesn't move for a long time. So it makes your makeup long lasting and sweat proof. During summers, I like to start with setting my brows with something transparent, like a transparent mascara or a gel. If it is tinted, then if you sweat, sometimes the tint can come off and can look odd. You can either use a waterproof tinted gel, or you can just use a plain simple clear mascara like this one from Wet n Wild. And then using a brow pencil, I'm just going to fill in only the sparse areas. Again, we want to keep the makeup very light. And the pencil that I'm using is from Benefit. It's the Precisely My Brow in the shade 4.5. Now, because I have hooded eyes, I like to use a little bit of bronzer to just define my outer corner and crease. I take a big brush like this. This one's from Milani. I dip it in the bronzer and I simply dab it in the very outer corner and soften it up. And then using a small pencil brush, I'm also going to smoke it out in the outer third of my lower lash line. The brush that I'm using is a pencil brush from Colourpop. And then using a highlighter, this one is Soho from Ofra Cosmetics. I'm going to highlight my brow bones as well as inner corners. For one, because it looks nice during summer, it attracts more light. And second, because it kind of separates out the two eyes, giving the illusion of bigger and brighter eyes. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and use a coat of mascara. And always when you use mascara, make sure it's waterproof. The one that I'm using is the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I'm going to apply a good coat on my top and lower lashes. Here's the tip: if you don't want to smudge mascara while applying in your lower lashes, apply a thin coat of translucent or loose powder beneath your lower lashes. Then apply the mascara, wait for it to dry, and then dust off the powder. So even if it's smudged over the powder, you can dust it off easily. And then I finish up my face with a little bit of bronzer, blush and highlighter. For bronzer, I'm using the Hoola bronzer once again. I use just very little to attract enough sunlight. I like that bronze glow. For blush, I usually go very light. This is Georgia from Benefit. And while applying blush, you'll observe I like to go over my nose as well. It looks a little burnt from the sun kind of a look, and I absolutely love that. And then using Soho from Ofra once again, I'm going to lightly highlight on the high points of my face. Again, I'm not going to be doing that Instagram highlighter, very focused kind of a highlight. I'm going to do something that gives me an overall natural glow. If you want to make your lipstick transfer proof, try to use a lip pencil or a waterproof liquid lipstick. I personally prefer a lip pencil because it's more comfortable than using a liquid lipstick that stays on throughout the day. The one that I'm using is Rock from Jordana. I'm going to be using it in the borders as well as filling my lips with it. And then the key to making this transfer proof is again using a tissue paper will remove the excess and then lightly set it with some powder and it's not going to budge. Now because we finished with the bronzer, blush, highlighter and lipstick, I like to set my face and seal it with the setting mist one more time. And here's the finished look. It's very simple, very easy, nothing too fancy, but it looks very well put together. Now let's spray some water on the face to see if it'll really hold up. Let me change my t-shirt first because I don't want to spoil this white t-shirt. And I don't want to wet my hair, so I'm just going to be using a hairband. I'm just taking some water in the spray bottle and I'm going to spray a generous amount all over my face. Let's go ahead and wipe off the water. And as you can see, my makeup is still put. It looks fresh and nothing has come off. And here's the towel that I used to wipe the water. As you can see, it is not even stained. So the setting mist that you use at the very end is also very important. My eye makeup is intact, the blush, bronzer, highlighter, lipstick, everything is intact. So I'm very happy. I hope you are as well. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to watch more videos like these, let me know that as well. And please don't forget to thumbs up. If you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe. You'll see new videos from me every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. For your convenience, I've listed all the products that I've used in the description box right below this video. So make sure you check that out. And you'll also find my socials listed there. So if you plan to recreate this look or any of my other looks, please don't forget to tag me or just come by and say hello. I love you guys so much and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.